Okay, I'm done with this. All right. The legendary black redneck, My Life Online.
It's Joel Patrick.
Oh, this is the dude. This is Joel Patrick. This guy DM'd me one time and was like, you know, I didn't, what was it? I forget what it was, but he was like, how dare you, like, I mean, he couldn't even get mad because he's like, he literally wears a shirt that says Uncle Tom. So like, he can't hit you with the, you're being racist line. You know what I mean? How dare you criticize a black person? You're being racist line. Cause like, he literally is racist. Like, he's just racist towards black people. I mean, dude, he's a black dude with 1776 in his name. Like, that's literally all you need to know. Like, how do you rep 1776 as a black person? Like, the people that were around back then did not consider you to be a full human being. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's just such a wild... This is the part of the stream where I dip out. It says Jedi Afro. I mean, why? Is anything I said just untrue? How is he racist if he has 1776 in his name? No, he's racist because he literally wears t-shirts that say, I'm an Uncle Tom. And he's racist because, like, he vilifies black people literally all the time as a part of his, like, brand. But that's not why I'm saying 1776 in his name is not the racist part of this. 1776 in his name is basically the perfect demonstration that, like, that's all you need to know. That's all you need to fucking know about his point of view. It's like, why are you repping 1776, dude? It doesn't make any sense. Like you literally were not considered a human being. Like, your great grandparents were not considered human beings at that time. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
And you might be a racist. See, you might be a racist if you believe that white privilege exists.
People have said that creating conservative content, it's all an act to get views.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Like, here, he fucking
conservative content.
Poses in front of, this shirt is 100% cotton. That's why I picked it. He stands in front of fucking Confederate flags to do his videos. Go ahead, defend this guy. Like, there is a very real criticism to be like, you as a white person should not fucking tell black people that to not say the N-word. 100%, I agree. But like, when you see a political commentator literally fucking pose in front of the Confederate flag, a concept that is like disgusting, and use their black identity as a shield, like, if you think I'm not going to criticize that shit, you're out of your fucking mind.
All an act to get views, to get money, whatever.
Ideologies that want to kill and destroy our way of life, they're not little things for us.
I was in the conservative movement before I ever made a dime.
I'm the legendary black redneck. Brown skin, but I lean right. Uncle Tom, cause I act white.
I've experienced backlash from my beliefs. Today, I'm here to
This Uncle Tom, cause I act white. I mean, yeah, he's just trying to get the bag. I mean, he's not as effective as Candace Owens, so I don't get as mad at him as I do with Candace Owens, because like, Candace Owens disgusts me because she's been able to, you know, like, legitimately be harmful as fuck. This dude goes too far into the grift for even white people to consider, like, because white people don't want to be reminded that they're like talking to someone who is personally tokenizing themselves. Like, white people want to feel like the token black person is actually talking about black issues from the point of view of like how all black people feel but are too afraid to speak. Candace Owens does a good job with that, whereas this dude does not. Like he's constantly like, no, I am a token, no, I am an Uncle Tom, and like he reps it, so that probably makes white people uncomfortable. Do you understand? Like they want to feel like this is the authentic black take, that like, yes, black people do also have these same white supremacist ideas that I do as a Facebook aunt. You know what I mean? And I think that's the reason why he's not able to be as captivating as Candace Owens.
Tell you the truth.
Say what you want, I don't give a care. Still cruising down the road with my flag in the air.
And if being genuine upsets people sometimes
Are you
gotta-
suggesting that he's actually believe what he reps? Yeah, no, I think this is way too far. Like, I mean, this is literally like the Zoomer personification of Uncle Ruckus, like, which is a fictional character. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can be like a conservative who's like over the top, like fucking racist, white supremacist as a black person. You can do all that, but like, this is like beyond. Like, this is fucking Jesse Lee Peterson, like, but young. So there is 0% chance that he is like authentic in his take.
that upset people.
Noticed everyone who is for abortion has already been born.
I mean, it's nice to have followers, it's nice to have an audience, but it isn't everything. They didn't think about, like, not even for a second, think about turning on me over this one issue. It's interesting because I thought some of those people were my friends. People were leaving me like literal threats. There were people that were sending their followers to attack me and criticize me. It was probably the first time that I did some serious introspective thought. What all have I been a part of?
I am known for making videos exposing the left's hypocrisy.
Wait, what? Yo, that's crazy. I love that Vice is engaging in Joel Patrick 1776's like personal branding decision to move away from the Trump. Oh, wow. That's really cool when Vice does that. When Vice like literally is like, oh yeah, no, please come. Let's help you with your branding endeavor. That shit is so fucking, oh God. Oh Vice. Oh Vice. What the fuck are you doing, dude?
Today's video is a little bit different.
But honestly, should we not provide a space for reformed grifters? No, I don't have a problem with, like, even if he's grifting for the left or whatever, ultimately, I think about the impact of their actions, right? Like, that's why I even said with Dream, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, that's why even with the Dream stuff, I was like, I don't really give a shit if he legitimately still is a Trump supporter. You know what I mean? Because, like, he literally cannot express those thoughts without people shutting him down immediately in his audience. So, like, his impact as someone who could be like a crypto Trump supporter is greatly neutered by his audience. Now, I'm not saying he is still, right? But even if he was, it wouldn't fucking matter. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's why, like, if he's a grifter who, like, you know, became a leftist or whatever, like, his personal convictions or his personal motivations are not as important to me as, like, the impact that he has. Do you feel me? You gotta walk on fucking eggshells when talking about this dude? Who?
I'm a legendary black redneck, also known as Joel Patrick. I post videos on the internet. I try and encourage people to lean into their conservative values. I like to work hard. I like to climb trees. Being a redneck...
Why mock Vice for enabling this and then use the same content for yourself? Kind of like a little sus. It's been many years since it's been many years since the fucking Trump, your platforming Trump takes went away, and yet still we hear it. Like, me criticizing a fucking video is not the same as like literally filming the video and putting that out there without like additional context.
Actually means being a working class American.
What do you think? Is it gonna be slippery?
Tree cutting is one of the most dangerous jobs in America, or pretty much anywhere in the world. I got into this business because I was in college and I was really getting kind of antsy. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just go to work. I think one of the important things about trades, and the reason that I tell people, like, you don't need to go to college, is because a lot of these trade jobs are not being filled, like being a...
Bro, what the fuck's he talking about? Like, oh, you got to do the trades. You got to do the trades. Brother, you make money like literally fucking sharking as a like white supremacist, but as a black person. Like, that's like, if your trade job was that fucking viable and great, then why are you doing this other shit where you fucking clown yourself on the regular? You know what I mean? Like, clearly if it was that good, you know, clearly if the living was honest and good, then you wouldn't be doing this other like dehumanizing bullshit, you know? I assume.
A plumber, being an electrician, that people just aren't doing. And there's good money in these jobs, you know. I don't think anybody out here is making less.
He's
than
right though.
$100
Like,
an hour.
there is good money
Being
in trade.
conservative has been a part of my entire life. I remember going to Bush rallies when we were all real little. So when people say, oh, well, did you just become a conservative because of Trump? No, we've always been conservatives. Luis over here, he's the godfather, I guess, of tree removal around here, and he's taught me everything that I know, from how to sharpen a saw to...
You think it has something to do with the fact that he had internalized racism growing up to adopt this outlook? It's internalized racism from a white supremacist culture that he grew up in. And then also on top of that, capitalism fucking kicking it into superdrive, and his willingness for his craving for relevance and also money, monetary gain.
Make sure that every day you're letting your truck warm up before you get out.
He's a black redneck, you know, and I guess I'm the Mexican redneck. That's what they call us out here. I actually...
Man, you seem a little hot. Let me run and get some ice. Dora and Diego, they came in legally but overstayed their visa, so now they got to leave. That's one of his lyrics. Nice. What are you, some kind of fucking therapist? No, I am not a therapist.
Support him, you know.
We have gotten in some arguments, obviously because his family is Mexican and I'm
Hispanics. We're Hispanic.
from Mexico. You're Mexican.
So those are the kind of things that I would explain to him, like, not every Hispanic out here is illegal. He would ask me, do you have a license? I'm like,
Well, okay, that was a joke.
yeah, but still, you know, yeah, so I could almost beat him up, you know. So things like that, but I learned some stuff that I, you know, on the social media side, I didn't know.
If white privilege was really a thing, Colin Kaepernick would not have embraced his blackness. He would have embraced his whiteness. You don't have the right to kill.
Wait, what? I had never heard that one before. Yeah, dude. That's why Barack Obama is, you know, just another white president, right? Like, how are you as a black person who has 1776, because you're such a fucking fan of history in your username, unaware of the one drop rule? Like, that's so wild. That's crazy. Dude, it's some of the dumbest takes, dude. Black conservatives have some of the stupidest fucking takes. I'm sorry. It's just so bad.
Someone after you've reproduced.
If the world was going to end in 12 years and we'd caused all this catastrophic damage, nothing we could do at this point would reverse it.
So I started social media in 2017. I ran into this guy named Joshua Fierstein at my school at the time. And he came up to me and he looked down at my cowboy boots and he said, why don't you make videos and post them on there? I was like, because no one would watch them. What are you talking about? He's like, no, they'll watch it. So I made my first video talking about Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter cares nothing for black lives.
It went viral. And I was like, oh.
My name is Joe Patrick. I'm here to tell you.
Like, what reason is there for you to fucking sit in front of a Confederate flag and say the things you're saying beyond, like, you know, grifting? Like, that's it. Like, there's just no shot that there is, like, an honest bone in this dude's body about anything that he says. Because it's so fucking over the top. Like, it's way over the top.
Tell you the truth. True Americans love America and love our president.
Knock, knock.
What's up, man?
Who's here?
How you doing, dude?
Good, how are you?
It's the legendary Black Redneck.
Print lots of good shirts for Joel right here. And Joel comes up with new designs every day.
Bro, this is literally the racism factory, by the way. You know how we joke about the racism factory where you do racism? Like, this is literally it, dude. Okay? Like, this is a factory where, hey, we make all the racist t-shirts that, you know, assholes like to purchase on the internet.
So we have to be able to move quickly.
Here we have racism is a sin problem, not a skin problem. I survived Corona and the Clintons. My personal favorite.
I've definitely experienced backlash from my friends and family for being vocal about my beliefs.
Joel, what do you think about social distancing?
I think socialism distancing is better. Socialism is, it's failed everywhere it's been tried, but people keep trying it.
There's a difference in me doing something that's offensive and someone being offended. 90% of people that
It's my favorite shirt. Has 14 words on it. Very good. I like it. Why are people getting mad at me? It just says we must secure an existence for, you know, white children. I don't understand. What's the problem?
see it thinks it's funny.
What is that?
There are some people that are in the movement that are purely pandering. People have said that it's all an act to get views, to get money, whatever. I was in the conservative movement creating content before I ever made a dime.
It's my name on there. If I was selling merch with Trump's name on there, I would be grifting because I would be taking someone else's clout, if you will, and monetizing it. Did I benefit?
Bro, he's literally monetizing white supremacy. Like, it's fucking... It's the one instance where it's, like, worse than fucking monetizing Trump. It's not grifting because I'm monetizing white supremacist attitudes that vilified and enslaved my people for fucking centuries. So it's different.
From Trump being the president, yes.
See, look at all these orders going out. We're killing it. Look at all these white privilege cards that went out, man.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah.
I got enough white privilege to, you know, be white.
But is white privilege real, Joel? Because I'm trying to use these at the store.
Yeah,
They don't work.
no, it's novelty.
What are we gonna do with all these Trump 2020 wristbands?
Give them away for free.
He needed another 4 years, dude.
He did need another 4 years.
Yeah.
Trump lacked humility in it. I believe in the end that was what his downfall was. I believe that in combination with some shady
What's
dealings
up with the Iron
on the
Cross?
part of the left and
I mean, I don't know what that
I
is
was
in
in
this
DC
with respect
during
to
the
his
whole
car.
Capitol
Maybe it's like
incident. I felt like people were giving people false hope. Like I knew once the Electoral College voted, it was over. But people were talking about, well, Mike Pence can overturn the results. And I was thinking to myself, and I was like, why are we still perpetuating this? I thought all the way up until January
It's a
6th that
brand?
something was gonna happen. I was not at the Capitol. But just, there was a vibe there that was off. I've been to so many Trump rallies, I couldn't even count. And everybody's always happy. It's like a big party. That was not the vibe of this rally. And I sensed that early on. I actually left the rally early. People are out of control here. Do I need
Why?
to rethink my...
Like, why though? Why? Why is this a turning point? Like, I need to understand why this in particular was a turning point for this person. Like, it's no different than any of the shit that Trump was doing. You know what I mean? It like doesn't fucking make sense. Like, why is this the turning point? I don't understand.
my support for this whole thing.
I am known for making videos exposing the left's hypocrisy. Today's video is a little bit different. What occurred at the Capitol was disgraceful. The conservative movement doesn't begin or end with Trump.
I was very concerned and very nervous when I posted it because I realized some people could take this as a betrayal, which some people did. I knew I was going to...
I know why, by the way. I'm just kidding. Because he wanted to fucking transition out of like... He wanted to transition out of like being a fucking pure Trump grifter. When Trump comes back, if Trump comes back, or when Trump comes back, he will 100% go back to being a Trump grifter. He's just trying to keep the brand alive. That's what it is.
To receive backlash, but I was like, I had to say this. People were leaving me like literal threats. Like there were people that were sending their followers to attack me and criticize me. And I was in the comments constantly responding to people. I'm like, guys, I am not turning my back on conservatism. I'm not turning my back on Trump. I'm just saying that what happened here is not okay. We can't condone behavior like this. We can't be hypocrites. And a lot of people did not receive that well. I put a lot of thought into that video because I wanted to make sure that this video was as genuine and as real as possible. I talked with my family members about whether or not I should do it. I talked with my pastor about whether or not I should release it, and I realized that it was the right thing to do.
I end this video in saying that Jesus loves you, and he has a plan for your life. And his plan for your life will go on without Trump.
Religion has been an important part of my life, probably since I was 3 years old. Every truly conservative value comes from the moral standard that comes from the Bible. The family unit, wanting the government to be less involved in your life, wanting people to work hard, all of those come from the Bible.
Nate is the person in my
Not to be a r/atheist, but like the Bible was also kind of used to justify slavery too. Like it was also used to abolish slavery, but you know, conservative Christians weren't the ones who were like, let's abolish slavery.
life that keeps me grounded.
I met JP when he was 7th grade, 8th grade. I was running a youth program. Things were not so great in his life at the time, and so we've been connected ever since, all the way through high school.
Instagram could delete my account tomorrow. I could not make any more money, and I could, just cut trees. Yeah. And Nate would still be here for me, and he would still support me. I mean, it's nice to have followers. It's nice to have an audience, to voice your opinion, but it isn't everything.
I posted a video, and I titled it, "Dear White People, You Lost Me at Riot." And the reason that I titled it that is because after the whole George Floyd thing, when people were burning cities to the ground, I titled a video, "Dear Black People, You Lost Me at Riot." And I think I lost like 8,000 followers in 24 hours.
Aw, that's so sad, dude.
It's interesting because I thought some of those people were my friends. I considered some of those people my close friends.
I want you to be strong and a person of great character. That will take you much further than whatever social media influence you have.
No, dude, he lost
and the
8,000
influence that you can have on
followers.
people because
Oh,
of the kind
no.
of person that you are, not just because of the stuff that you do. That's what's going to matter most.
It was probably the first time that I did some serious introspective thought on what all have I been a part of. Right now, we're in North Carolina. We're on our way to CPAC in Florida. This is just where we stopped for the night. We're in, I believe this is Cary, North Carolina. And we're ready. My name is Joel Patrick, and I was very disappointed to hear the news yesterday of how 2 African-American men gang raped an Asian girl. But I'm sure you may have heard of the African-American man who was shot by the police. I'm so sick of hearing this narrative.
Okay, so I mean that's it. Anybody want to defend this guy, dude? Yeah, tell me that this is fucking not a grift after that one. I don't understand like why people think this is a fucking argument, dude. Like, oh my god, I can't believe 2 black dudes I guess raped an Asian woman and no one talked about it, whereas a black dude got shot by the cops and everyone talked about it. I wonder why. Maybe because the 2 black dudes are in fucking jail, dude. Like, what? Do you report on every crime that happens all the time? Are you fucking stupid? The entire reason why we talk about police accountability and police brutality, specifically as it targets like poor people, black and brown people overwhelmingly, disproportionately, is because there is no accountability and no justice there. Justice is served in horrific acts of violence committed by black people, brown people, sometimes white people, a lot of times white people as well, but like, no, not to the same degree. That's the reason why people don't talk about it as much. And whenever people say this, it's a self-report. Why aren't people talking about this black person that did a rape? It's like, okay, there are more white people in this country than black people. There are more white rapists in this country than there are black rapists. Why aren't we constantly talking about how much rape white men are engaging in on a daily fucking basis? Is that what we should be doing? White men make up a overwhelming, sizable majority of pedophiles. Why aren't we constantly talking about how white men are pedophiles? Because you understand that, like, that's not the default position. It's not a fucking monolith. It's because crime happens all the goddamn time. It's crazy. Also, speaking of, like, gang rape, sorry for saying that. I know it's a trigger warning, but you just dropped it in there. You have 1776 in your name. Like, what do you think the fucking founders were doing to black people at the time? What? Legalized, too. Straight up, like Thomas Jefferson.
That the police are out here killing innocent black people when black people still commit 55% of the violent crime. We need to address the issues within our own community and stop blaming the white man. I wonder if that was too much. Was it too aggressive? I'm gonna reshoot part of that. A lot of people don't know that I spent a year and 2 months in a group home. I was out of control. I didn't listen to my parents. I would run away from home. I experienced police brutality on 2 different instances. And I was acting out. I wasn't just walking down the street as a black man and they were like, oh, let's rough him up a little bit. It was more of a, we need to scare this kid straight because he has a good home and a good family. And he doesn't even realize it. And I didn't realize it. That doesn't say what they did was justified, but had I not put myself in the situations that I put myself in, I could have never experienced it. I'm not making an excuse for their behavior because what they did was not okay. I complained about it later. Was anything done? No. Do I think we need a system where there is more accountability? Yes. In an effort to stop from perpetuating a media narrative, do you sometimes perpetuate your own narrative that's on the opposite side? Police are...
My man said, I'm really glad that the police beat me. I mean, that's like... That's the tastiest boot that I've ever fucking seen someone lick. You know what I mean? That's like, that boot has to be tasty. There's no shot you lick it that hard. God damn, dude. I'm out of control, bruh. He's like, sorry. The blackness in me jumped out. Thank you, officer, for beating it out of me. It's crazy, dude. Like, actually a fucking psycho take. I don't know what to say about that.
Are always innocent too much too. I don't know, something to think about. Probably one of the reasons I don't include the questioning is because one of the ways that people look
Actually, fun fact, Candace Owens, well, not a fun fact, but a tragic fact that's rather ironic. Candace Owens was a victim of a hate crime when she was in high school and successfully sued the Connecticut Board of Education for thousands of dollars. Yeah. Not only that, but she was also a anti-Trump, like, she literally was like anti-Trump for the longest time until, you know, Trump became president. What? I was beaten bloody by police officers, but I never hated them. I said, thank you for your service. What? What the fuck, dude? Look, he's old, bro. Okay, he's old. He was old. He passed away now, but he was old. Okay, it's just that's what happens. can't be serious? What, you think fucking Representative John Lewis is making a joke? It's not a fucking... This man hasn't joked since like 1964, okay?
Up to you is that they look up to you for guidance, and if you're always constantly questioning, it may seem like you don't have as firm a foundation as you need to have. You need to lead all the time like you're strong, because if you don't, then you're going to be perceived as a weak leader, and people won't follow you if you're a weak leader. Conservatives will often use the term based. It means having like a sturdy base, having a firm backing. There is a conservative cancel culture. It's frustrating. You could be conservative straight down the line, in the moment that you veer off of what they believe conservatism to be, they turn on you very quickly. This would be the first time I'm entering into a conservative space, knowing that there are a decent number of conservatives that strongly disagreed with me about something.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm definitely anxious. Conservatives as a group are not the most diverse group of people, and I have been tokenized before. There are tons of things I never would have been invited to.
Why are these pussies wearing masks, brother? Are you fucking kidding me? What in tarnation is this? Hogwash? Why are they wearing muzzles, brother? They ain't real conservatives.
I have been tokenized before.
Look at her. She's putting a goddamn mask back on. Fucking mask mandates, brother.
There are tons of things I never would have been invited to had I not been black. Like, I was invited to the White House a bunch of times. I wouldn't have gotten invited a single time had I not been black. And that kind of makes me wonder, like, we call out the left all the time for identity politics, but now we're playing reverse identity politics, and we're inviting a bunch of black people to the...
Dude, I mean, you're a black conservative, dog. You know all about identity politics. It's kind of your selling point. Like, let's be real. There are plenty of racist white people that say the exact same things that he says and probably do it in a more charismatic way. At least he's aware, but like that's kind of at the heart of his grift across the board. Like, at least he's like self-aware, which is why I'm saying once again that he's a fucking grifter. I mean, that's it. That's literally his selling point. What do you think? Like, you think that's not a big part? Like, what? Is that why his shirt says this shirt is 100% cotton? That's why I picked it? He knows. He knows what he's doing.
White House for being black, not necessarily because of their merit. Now, I would have loved to have been invited based on merit and not just based on my skin color. I find that conservatives will excuse away things, bad things that people do, as long as they believe that the ends justify the means. For example, I have never once made a defense for Trump's grab them by the privates. There's no defense for that. I think saying that Trump has conservative values in policy is different than saying Trump has conservative values as a person. Because I would say as a person, he's not very conservative. But for policy, he's very conservative. But your conservative values don't begin and end with Trump.
Dude, imagine not being able to say pussy. Like, God, what a pussy.
You need to encourage people to vote their values.
Thank you for all the heat you take. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Would you be able to just give us a right, what do you want me to say? Hey, what's up?
This dude DM'd me after I made fun of him one time after like a Boo Boo Bennett video that we were watching. And he was like, dude, you don't understand. Like, I'm legitimately a real conservative. What was it? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. 1 second. Isn't he in Boo Boo's videos? Yeah, no, he is. Which is why I remember going through my like DM requests and seeing his DM and laughing about it. Because I recently looked at my DM request. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find this. Hold up. I'm going to tell you what he said. He was like crying, but I felt like he was upset about the wrong things. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, he was mad, but like mad about the wrong thing. Like he wasn't even mad that I was like calling him out about. Wait, let me see, because he is verified, I think. Yeah, he said, hey bro, February 23rd, 2020. Hey bro, next time you make a ... Next time you make a video about me, do some research first ... I'm nobody's token ... I've been a conservative longer than Caitlyn and before Trump. Or you literally have a shirt. You call yourself Uncle Tom. My man said, do your own research. That's the guy in the video who DM'd me that. It's like, nah, dude, I was racist before Caitlyn and Donald Trump, dude. What the fuck? Like, guess why he was mad at that? Guess why he was mad at that? Because he doesn't want to be called a fucking grifter. That's it. That's the reason why he's mad at that and nothing else. Because he's like, no, I was racist from the jump, dude. You fucking crazy, dude. Like, come on. I didn't do it for the pussy. Like, I didn't do it for Boo Boo Bennett. Anyway, it's just funny to think about. Another thing to think about that's not so funny is that it's top of the hour, which means there's an ad break coming right now. Of course, if you'd like to no longer see those ads, there is a way to avoid that. Like, you can avoid being called a token if you don't make merchandise that says that calls yourself Uncle Tom, or that you imply that you pick cotton as a black person. And if you no longer want to see the ads, you can subscribe with a Twitch Prime for free. The Twitch Primes are free, so. Or you can get an ad blocker. Or you can do a 5-minute, a fucking $5 a month subscription as well if you'd like to do that. That's up to you. It's your prerogative. Here's the 1-minute ad break now. Thank you, Dingo TV, for the 5 tier 1 gift subs.
Joel Patrick, and I'm here with the young Republicans of Oregon. I want you guys to know that you're doing great work out there. Keep up the good work. Keep fighting the good fight.
I'm hard to miss in this fashionable shield.
Hey, at least you're not restricted.
We believe in free breathing.
Breathing inhibitor. I don't think Trump should run again. I think Trump is older, and he should be working on strengthening the younger generation of the party. Trump did great things for the country policy-wise, but his attitude is probably what kept him from getting reelected.
I think regardless if you're pro-Trump, not pro-Trump, there has to be some kind of change. It didn't work. But if we're not getting involved in the schools, if we're not getting involved in the churches, if we're not getting involved at the local level, we're not going to create the ripple effect that we're wanting.
We're not going to win the culture war.
So many people are so bold and confident behind a screen or a laptop, they don't want to discuss things eye to eye, and that's what's creating these polarizing ideas that are creating so much division.
Or what happens to like conservative white women where they just like start literally looking the same? Am I being racist? Like, I feel like there's just something very strange that happens where they like, do they go to the same fucking racism factory where they just like come out of a fucking lineup to look exactly the same? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, I gotta pee.
In the world today,
I feel like there's cancel culture in the right too. I definitely would say it's cancel culture when I lost thousands of followers because of my opinion.
I mean, your mission, I feel like, is to provoke people.
I want people to think, but in order for people to think, they have to be interested enough to listen, and in order for them to be interested enough to listen, you have to get their attention.
The mask police are out in force.
If I walk and just do this, they'll go, oh, he's drinking water.
So I made a video titled, Dear Black People, You Lost Me at Riot, after the George Floyd incident. After the whole Capitol incident, I made a video called Dear White People, You Lost Me at Riot. And I had probably 8,000 people unfollowed me instantly.
So in essence, you made the same video for different demographics. And those people that may have been championing you when you said it to black people, you lose 8,000 followers when you said it about white people.
Right.
If that's not a contradiction, I don't really know what the word means. We're losing the opportunity to have a genuine conversation about nuance, layers. Hey, this cop here, he's a horrible human being that shouldn't be on the force.
As an individual.
As an individual.
Not, this white cop is a horrible human being, therefore all white cops are horrible human beings.
And there's a way to do both. There's a way to say, you know, there are systemic issues that our nation has not gotten right. As soon as you go extreme, this doesn't exist, you're wrong. Everything exists.
I had to do some introspect and realize that sometimes, I'll be honest with you, man, sometimes I feel like I go too hard against my own people in an effort to get a point across, and I go, you know what? I haven't been...
My man said everything exists. What a fucking big brain take, dude.
as equally critical of white people as I have been of black people.
And there's a reason for that. Too many times larger so-called, especially black conservatives, to not want to have that uncomfortable conversation will just say the thing that we know is gonna get the claps. You had a very, in real time, experiment that showed if you lose 8,000 followers in damn near a day or two, it shows that you guys aren't willing to.
Dude, like, these guys talk about losing fucking 8,000 followers in one day like it's the biggest fucking, it's the worst thing that's ever happened, dude. Like, I've gotten banned off platforms, I get death threats, doxxed, all this shit, like, you know, threatened regularly. Like, all the goddamn time. And I don't have a fucking support system beyond my community on Twitch. Like, I literally don't. That's all I have. I don't have like a conservative network like he does. I don't have like backers and institutions like think tanks that will give them money. People that are constantly looking for like leftists with anti-imperialist takes and shit like that. It's so wild. And look, I'm a profoundly fortunate human being. I talk about this all the goddamn time. All the time. Okay? It just blows my mind. Like, you don't hear me fucking talking about this shit as though like, oh my God, it's so terrible. It's so whatever. It's whatever. Like, these dudes have all the world given to them. And then they turn around and still complain when they're like, you know, racist people fucking don't want to support him anymore because he said something that they disagree with.
To really have a genuine conversation.
I have been much more critical of African American people on my social media than of white people.
And most of the people I've seen recently being racist, they looked like me.
Racism did exist at one point in this country, but today in America, it is almost non-existent.
While I agree that there was no justification for the excessive use of force, Mr. Floyd was in fact resisting arrest. He was also high on fentanyl.
The emotional issue that I had with the people unfollowing me wasn't that I was losing followers, but what was more was seeing the comments of everyone, you know, saying, I'm out, I'm done with you, you're fake. And then having my real friend that I knew join in.
Hello, Brianna, how are you?
And then seeing their comments get 1,000 likes.
How much more money do you need? You literally have 40,000 people watching you every day for 4 to 8 hours a day. Your message keeps getting out there. You literally have an army to have the call to action, the call House of Representatives. Wait, what do you mean how much more money do you need? What does this have to do with money? What the fuck? What? He's tired of the top of the hour every hour? Well, guess what? I tell you how you can avoid that. He has the shoulders of a 12-year-old and a recessed chin and jaw is off. If his opinion shouldn't matter. Okay, don't be a fucking incel. Because you claimed you didn't have the same network this guy did? No, I don't have anything beyond my own fucking community that I've cultivated that can be taken away from me because it's still ultimately controlled by social media companies. Republicans, on the other hand, conservatives have an entire network. They have think tanks. They have fucking financiers. They have people that they can go to. They have a circuit of speaking gigs that they make money off of. How do you not recognize this? All I got is again, all I got is you guys. And this is a powerful force. Don't get me wrong. The right is much more organized than the left? No, it's about a concentration of power and money. Of course, the right has an endless supply of funds because reactionary ideas benefit those in positions of power that have an overwhelming amount of capital. So the moment that you switch beyond like liberal social concerns that are still like, that are still inoffensive to the interests of capital, the moment that you like move beyond just advocating for, LGBT communities or black communities, but then talk about like material compensation, talk about equity, then you are a threat. Then you are never going to be financially supported by anything beyond grassroots movements. You can, to a certain degree, if you are profitable. And I mean, there is a, I don't even know if this is like misattributed to Lenin or not, but the capitalists will sell us the rope that we hang them with is what I'm reminded of. So I'm, as far as I'm profitable, as far as I have legitimacy, as far as I bring ad revenue, as far as I play along with the demands of these, it's a Marx quote. Oh, I thought it was Lenin. But as far as I am a profitable entity for these capital owners, then yeah, they know that like I have no way of doing anything like disrupting these forces. I can try my best. The last capitalist will be the one who sells us the rope. I thought it was Lenin. It was Vladimir Ilyich Nikolov. That's my favorite Trisha Paytas quote. That's funny. Anyway. The left has a ton of funds, fucking useless new damn socialist law. No, it's not an accident that like, it's not an accident that the left can only organize and have. You had AOC on your show. You have the same politics as Silicon Valley. You are 100% safe. Dude, this is a fucking self-report by a Nazi, okay? Like, this is literally a Nazi self-report. You will never be deplatformed, this fucking idiot says, after I already have been deplatformed and came back. I have the same politics as Silicon Valley is such a fucking 4chan poll take. Yeah, dude, Silicon Valley absolutely has so many anti-capitalists. They're the number one at that. Iron Dome doesn't work all the time. If Israel stopped everything, including settlements, the Iran rockets would still come. There was a lot of Hitler postings on Twitter yesterday. Remove gender in sports. Yikes. Biden flip-flopped gay marriage in 2012. Damn Florida and Texas with their freedom and shit. You're screwing up their programming. His shit's on Cali. Painted nails. 2-word pause. Not a panic anymore to look better. Corset is whores clothes historically. Man, what a sad fucking loser this guy is, dude. Liar. Yeah, no, Jeff Bezos, famous socialist Jeff Bezos, dude. Why is the average 4chan brain, why is the average fucking poll brain still so unevolved? Like, you spend so much time on the internet posting, like, you should have literally accidentally arrived at certain truths rather than, like, still coming back with the same fucking 2016 era, like, completely destroyed idiotic arguments like you have the same politics as Silicon Valley. These motherfuckers are so identity politics obsessed. That's all they see. Everything. Even in a situation where I'm like literally talking about material distribution and how like the Democratic Party does not have the point of view, like liberals do not have the same point of view as I do because they don't care about material equality and any sort of like equity. All they care about is like the social issues, but never the root causes of why those social issues occur. And this guy's literally like, no, they do believe that. Liar, Trump won. Oh, okay. He's just trolling. He's a fucking. We'll keep petting him.
That was what was most hurtful.
I'll see you around. All right, I'll see you around. You posting some good content.
I'll try.
Pet the hog, boys.
Do you know if we're allowed to go out this door?
I don't know. I know where you can't go in, but I'm pretty sure you can go out.
What's the name to speak to?
JBL charge board.
Don't get mad at him. He's inbred, okay?
And it sets off an alarm, then that means we can't.
No, you can go out.
That dude in the chat.
A
Don't be
lot
upset
of
at him.
people are going to be kind to your face publicly if there are cameras around, whatever, because they care about their image. So I guess it was more a lot of passive aggressive things that I noticed. There was definitely some trauma from high school. I was bullied pretty heavily. You can't
Ableism,
allow
yikes.
hatred to win. And if you give up, the bullies win. You let hate win. And I could do a better job showing love to people.
Do you feel like you're going in a different direction at all with your...
Yeah, I'm trying to go more, this video is conservative, but I want somebody that's not conservative to be able to watch it and stomach the whole thing without being like, I can't watch this. Not because I want to pander to one group or the other, but if I'm not changing people's minds, what am I doing? Collecting followers? Why? In the early videos, unfortunately, the purpose was to just see how far this would go. Now, the purpose is to see how many minds I can change.
When you say to see how far this would go, do you feel like...
Riding a wave. Where are we going? Let's see where it goes. This is fun. I was having fun. I believed this stuff. Obviously, I've always believed it, but it was like, oh, let's see how far this can go. Looking back on it, I should have, from the beginning, my purpose should have been to change minds.
I just realized you get paid thousands to watch YouTube videos. Yup. Yeah, dude. Pretty fucking sweet gig. And burp into the microphone. Did you get bullied anytime? What do you mean? Did I get bullied? Of course I got bullied when I was growing up. I mean, he did it for the money, like 100%. What is this private video?